Well, hello everyone. What's going on? It's your girl BeeSparrow. Welcome to the show. I'm just shooting the fat like I always do. Y'all know how we do over here on BuzzSweet Radio. How's everyone doing today on this May 7th, 2019? What a gorgeous day it is outside. I want to thank everyone for the birthday shout outs. I had a wonderful birthday, y'all. 51 years old. Your girl turned 51 years old yesterday. Shout out to everyone who wished me a happy birthday on Facebook. I love you guys. Okay, well, today I wanted to talk about another child molestation case. You know, the other day I did a podcast on molestation, the African Bambaataa case, where he's allegedly been accused of abusing little boys back in the days. These boys are grown men now, and they are coming out saying that they were abused by African Bambaataa when they were 8 and 9 years old. I think the first one that come out was Ron Savage, and then you have Hassan Poppy Campbell. He came out. And I think a couple of more people came out against African Bambaataa. And of course, he's denying the whole thing. And then I did the story that Tasha K broke out exclusively. Y'all know that's her favorite word. Shouts out to Tasha K. The father of Ashanti began sexually abusing this little girl at 8 years old. The little girl is now 55, and she's now coming out. She said that he penetrated her even at the age of 8 years old, and she thought that she was on her period. Well, apparently she knew about menstrual cycle, because after he had sex with her, she was bleeding, and she thought that she was on her cycle. But he told her, he asked her, he said, and this stood out to me. Out of the whole story, this stood out to me. This is what I remember the most. She said that when she mentioned something about being on her period, she thought she was on her period after bleeding. He told her, no, you're not on your period. And he asked her, he said, have you ever heard the little boys around your school talking about popping a cherry? And she was like, yes, yes. And he said, well, that's what I did to you. Now, isn't that something? Can you imagine? She said he was about 20 years old at the time. A 20-year-old man sexually abusing your 8-year-old child. Well, now rapper Common is coming out saying that he was molested in his new book. He said for the first time he's opening up about a deeply painful experience, one that he's still coming to terms with. The Grammy and Oscar-winning rapper, actor, and activist, 47, has just released his new memoir, Let Love Have the Last Word, in which he reflects on his personal journey with love and the knowledge he's gleaned from therapy. In the book, he shares that it wasn't until 2 years ago, while workshopping a scene with actress and friend Laura Dern, that a haunting memory of being molested as a kid suddenly came back to him. Now, I want to stop right there. And again, I ask that you forgive my ignorance, because I have never been sexually abused. I told you before it came close, one of my mom's boyfriend at the time tried to touch me, but I swung on him. I guess I was about 12, maybe I was about 15 years old, and he tried to touch me, came into my room and tried to touch me. And I fought. I swung on him, and he backed the hell off. And that's the closest that I've ever gotten to being sexually molested. So forgive me for my ignorance, but I don't understand how someone who was molested as a kid can forget. I don't understand how At age 47, Common did not remember that he had been molested. And I'm not saying that it's not true. And again, forgive my ignorance if I sound ignorant, but I have never been sexually abused before. But I would like to think that if I had been, that those memories could not be repressed, if that makes any sense. It just seems like it would be something that you'll never forget. Even no matter how hard you try to push it in the back of your mind, it just seems like something that you'll never forget. So in the book, he shares that it wasn't until 2 years ago, while workshopping with a scene with his actress and friend, that a haunting memory of being molested as a kid suddenly came back to him. Again, I don't understand how one that has been molested could forget. So, I don't know. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. So anyway, the two of them, the actors, Laura and Common, were preparing for their roles in the tale. One day, while talking through the script with Laura, old memories surprisingly flashed in my mind, he writes. I caught my breath and just kept looping the memories over and over like rewinding an old VHS tape. I said, Laura, I think I was abused. So Common goes on to share what he now recalls happening to him when he was just 9 or 10 years old while growing up in Chicago. I was excited for a road trip, he says, I was about to take with my family. My mother, my godmother, Barbara, her son, and my godbrother Skeet and his relative, whom I'll call Brandon. Arriving at his aunt's house in Cleveland, Common says he and Brandon were made to share a bed together one night of the trip. At some point, I felt Brandon's hand on me, he writes. I pushed him away. I don't remember saying a whole lot besides no, no, no. But Common says his abuser would not stop. He kept saying, it's okay, as he pulled down my shorts and molested me. After he stopped, he kept asking me to perform it on him. I kept repeating no and pushed him away, the rapper writes. I felt a deep and sudden shame for what had happened. To cope, the Glory rapper believes he buried the painful memories. I just pushed the whole thing out of my head, he writes. Maybe it's a matter of survival. Even now, 2 years after that flash resurgence of memories, as I'm writing, I'm still working through all of this in myself and with my therapist. The star says he has never spoken about the one-time incident with the accused, who he hasn't seen in over 25 years. But he has forgiven him for his and others' sake. I want to be a person who helps break cycles of violence, he writes. This is love in action, and I intend to practice it. Let Love Have the Last Word by Common is available now. It was released today, May 7th. So I say again, think about this. Because Common didn't say anything, think about all the other little boys that Brandon may have molested. Just think about that. I told you guys before, I taught my daughters at a young age, that if anyone touched them, I don't care who it was, my brother, their uncle, my uncle, anybody, to please tell it. And I told them this as early as they can remember. And I do believe that had they been molested, they would have told me. I do believe that because I grilled it in them so much. Every time I gave them a bath, I would tell them, don't let nobody touch you. Every single time, I would tell them, don't let anyone touch you. Because you know that, quote, this Brandon dude, he went on and did it to other children. It's a cycle. And if you don't say anything, it will not be broken. Now, if you suspect domestic violence or child abuse, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. That's 1-800-799-7233. Or go to the hotline.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 and is in more than 170 languages. People, there is no excuse for you not to tell. I know that you might be afraid and I know that you might be embarrassed and ashamed, but you have to tell it so that these predators will not prey, P-R-E-Y, on other innocent victims. You have to say something for your sake and for others. Common didn't say anything. Think about how many other boys this man has molested. Think about Africa Bambaataa. And because you waited, Ron Savage, so many years to finally say something, think about all the other little boys that he probably molested, just like he did you. But now you're going to wait until you're grown and he's old and you're telling it now? I just don't get it. Forgive my ignorance, but I don't get it. And in other news, let me see what I got here. Nene Leakes and her husband Greg have split again. Poor Nene, she needs prayer. Well, we all do, but she changed her whole face. She's not even the same anymore. The shocking development will supposedly be revealed on tonight's Real Housewives of Atlanta. Previous episodes of the show revealed that Greg is dealing with colon cancer and is really taking a toll on their relationship. But we didn't think it would go to this extent. Nene has claimed numerous times that Greg has been very mean to her. It's speculated that the cancer and his treatments are causing Greg to be super negative. Since the friction began, some are blaming Nene for not being supportive. Okay, where is that coming from?
Ever want a divorce? Well, you would never want one either? Oh, yeah, I'm tricked. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. You're known for having two girlfriends. Do you ever want to have one girlfriend?
Let me check this out for a minute. Okay, since the friction began, some are blaming Nene for not being supportive enough of her longtime spouse. MTL News reports the clip below is from tonight's Bravo show. It shows Nene confiding in Cynthia that she and Greg have decided to separate. Apparently, Greg has moved out and found a place of his own. Whether a divorce is in the future is still up in the air. This will be this, they separate and get back together and separate and divorce and marry so many times, this couple. It's ridiculous. Wow, Nene Leakes. I'm sorry to hear that, though. I don't want to hear of no one getting divorced. You know, it's a sad situation. Been there and done that. So I don't want to wish them any, bad luck. But I just pray that they work it out. So Memorial Day weekend, Memorial Day is coming up. Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully I'll be in North Carolina celebrating with family and friends. But I'm also have a show on that day with my friend Stephen Judge, who is a retired, I think, Army. He was in the Army. We're going to be shooting the facts and talking about his career in the military. And I had a couple of more people that's going to be lined up on that show, but I don't know yet if they'll be there. But that's going to happen on Memorial Day weekend. So I hope you guys join me on that weekend. Hey everybody, it's your girl BeeSparrow, and I wanted to take this time out to talk about a couple of our affiliates. You can find our affiliates over at BeeSparrow.bravesites.com. That's BeeSparrow.bravesites.com, and you can click on that affiliates link, and you will find the Beauty of Food natural beauty product. Women are turning back the clock. The kitchen holds the key to increasing your beauty. So you don't have to go out and spend all this money on expensive beauty products. You can find remedies right in your kitchen. Remedies to help slow outward aging and reduce fine lines and wrinkles, honey. Yes, so go to BeeSparrow.bravesites.com, click on that affiliates link, and you will also find a red tea detox program. It's the West African red tea detox. It's proven to stop hunger cravings, and it helps shed 1 pound of fat every 72 hours. Every 72 hours, ladies and gentlemen. 1 pound of fat. That sounds exciting. It's the West African red tea. It's red tea detox program for $37. But I do believe that if you go and click on that affiliate link right now and click on that lose belly fat link, because it's also proven to help you lose belly fats, you will get a discount. That's BeeSparrow.bravesites.com. Check it out.
Buzz Tweet Radio. You're listening to Buzz Tweet Radio. Buzz, tweet, tweet.
Hey everybody, once again, it's your girl BeeSparrow. Welcome to the show. I'm just shooting the fat. That's what I do. I shoot the fat. You know, I wish I could shoot the damn fat literally, because I could stand to lose some of this belly fat. Speaking of belly fat, you just heard the red tea detox on my website for $37. Well, guess what? If you go there now, click on that link, you get it's on sale for $17. It's a great detox tea, y'all. I think you guys will love it. I love it. It reminds me of the passion fruit tea at Starbucks. So, Jada Pinkett Smith admits to getting hostile with the women who've been flirty with husband Will Smith. This family right here. Jada Pinkett Smith is clearing the air on how she dealt with female fans and co-stars who are overly amorous with her husband Will Smith. In the latest edition of Red Table Talk, the actress, her daughter Willow Smith, and her mom, Adrienne Banfield Norris, all head to North Carolina to speak with Aisha Curry, the wife of Steph Curry, as well as a few female members of her family. Roughly halfway through the chat, the touchy topic comes up, and at first, Jada is dismissive. You know what? I really didn't, she says, later adding. There was only 1 or 2 times where I might have gotten a little hostile, where I felt like they stepped over a boundary and they were disrespectful. I know who I am, she adds, and more importantly, he knows who I am, right? But Jada does reveal that when Willow was younger, she definitely kept an eye on the women who seemed to be after her movie star hubby. I remember when Willow was 5 or 6, she said, and one of his co-stars was in his trailer. She jumped in her father's lap, and she looked at the co-star and said, "My mother's going to be here very soon." And I remember Will telling me the story. I cracked up. Stefan is very nice by nature, and he's very talkative, Aisha says. Everything is always very friendly, and sometimes to the point where I'm like, I'm a grown woman, so I'll just insert myself. I'll be like, "Hello, how are you doing?" During this episode, both Aisha and Willow also open up about their respective struggles with anxiety. "I have anxiety too, really bad," Aisha says, "to the point where I actually take medication for it. And I think it's something that everybody in some way has moments. I think open communication and putting your feelings out on the line, that helps a lot. And just letting someone know, I'm kind of having an anxiety attack right now," she says. Well, all righty. Go ahead on. So I don't know about Jill and Will and Jada. They have this, allegedly have this open relationship. Yeah, well, more power to them both. I just can't do it. I want my husband to myself. I don't want to share him with anybody. Sorry. If I'm being selfish, then so be it. So be it. This is your girl, BeeSparrow, and I'm just sitting here shooting the facts. Y'all know how I do over here. My husband is at work, so he can't shoot with me today. He's working hard over there. It's just me shooting the fat. That's what I do. Your girl, BeeSparrow, at Buzz Tweet Radio. I ain't really talking about nothing. I'm really not. I took my walk this morning. It's very nice outside. Very nice for a walk. I ran into my cousin's husband, actually. And we had a nice little chat. I hadn't seen them in some time. Only to find out that they moved right around the corner from me. So I'm very excited about that. That's my cousin. She's my dad and her mom are brother and sister. So I was happy about that. She moved around the corner. It's been a month. She's been around the corner for a month, and I didn't even know. So we're going to hook up this weekend and shoot the fat. You know how we do. Facts. Yes, indeed. And so to my one listener, yes, that's right. I have one listener, everybody. And he might not be listening right now. So, as you may know, I have been following the college admissions scandal. Okay? And there's one parent who paid $400,000 to get his child into Georgetown who is expected to plead guilty. So a parent who paid $400,000 to get his child into Georgetown under the guise that he was a recruit for the university tennis team is expected to appear in federal court in Boston on Tuesday to plead guilty, court records show. Stefan Semprevivo, I'm telling you, man, I really shouldn't be reading. Semprevivo, a Los Angeles-based executive, will be the last parent to plead guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud, which stem from his involvement in the largest collegiate interest scam ever prosecuted, authorities said. Prosecutors will recommend 18 months in prison for participating in the scheme that was spearheaded by William Rick Singer, according to Semprevivo's plea agreement. Sempre Vivo's attorney declined to comment. According to criminal complaints, in August of 2015, Singer emailed Sempre Vivo, his wife, and their son instructions on what to email Gordon Ernst, the head coach of the Georgetown University tennis team, such as claiming he was a tennis star even though he hadn't played competitively. The next day, Sempre Vivo's son also emailed Ernst a copy of his transcript and SAT scores. Then, in October, Sempre Vivo's son sent in his college application where he said he played tennis all 4 years and included an essay about his skills on the court. He says, "When I walk into a room, people will normally look up and make a comment about my height, I'm 6'5", and ask me if I play basketball. With a smile, I nod my head, but also insist that the sport I put my most energy into is tennis," wrote Sempre Vivo's son in his essay, according to the complaints. In April 2016, after Sempre Vivo's son was sent a letter accepting him to Georgetown University, Singer sent an email which included an invoice for a $400,000 private contribution, according to the complaint. Days later, Sempre Vivo sent a $400,000 check to the Key Wholesale Foundation, the alleged charity Singer used to pay co-conspirators such as Gordon Ernst, prosecutors said. Wait a minute. Days later, Sempre Vivo sent a $400,000 check to the Key Worldwide Foundation, the alleged charity Singer used to pay co-conspirators such as Gordon Ernst. Between September of 2015 and November of 2016, Singer paid Ernst $950,000 for his help getting his son into Georgetown, along with two others, prosecutors said in the complaint. After Singer was caught by federal authorities and agreed to work with investigators, the scam mastermind called Sempre Vivo in March 2019 to talk to him about how Georgetown was conducting an internal investigation to find out why tennis recruits were not playing for the tennis team. After a back and forth over the phone with Singer, Sempre Vivo denied knowing that Singer got his son into the university using Ernst, prosecutors said in the complaint. I don't have any details, but I think that you need to be accountable for what you did, Simp allegedly told Singer over the phone. Simp was one of the 33%, y'all notice I cut the name short because I'm tired of pronouncing it. Simp was one of 33% who were charged in connection with, I'm sorry, let me go back. I'm going too fast. Slow down, B. Slow down. Okay. Simp was one of 33 parents who were charged in connection with the cheating scandal. Ernst, along with other coaches and school administrators, has pleaded not guilty to racketeering charges. His attorney did not immediately return a request for comment. Prosecutors said the defendants carried out a scheme to cheat on standardized tests or bribe college coaches who then helped the prospective student gain admission to a university by falsely claiming the students were athletic recruits. Singer, the mastermind of the scheme, has pleaded guilty, as did Rudy Meredith, the Yale women's soccer coach who accepted a bribe to help a student get admitted, and Mark Riddell, who cheated for the students on the SATs and ACTs. All are cooperating witnesses for prosecutors. John Vandermoor, the former Stanford head selling coach, has also pleaded guilty. So this whole time, you want people to believe that white people are smarter than black people. Now, I've seen this article where they say white people are smarter than black people and white women are smarter than black women. So you paying $400,000 for an education, and now you claim your son is smarter than me, your daughter's smarter than me, but you paying $400,000 for their education. So how would you know? How would you know whether your daughter or son is smarter than a black person or not? You bought their education, literally bought their education. You literally put money in somebody's hands to falsify your child's credentials so that they can get into these so-called esteemed colleges. Come on now. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Somebody let me know something. Come on. This is crazy. And you know what? No one is really talking about this. If this was a black person, this would be in the news every single day. It'll be on your news feed every single day. I tell you, white privilege must be nice. You even get white privilege when you being criminal. When you being a criminal, you even get white privilege. Wow. So how many of you guys know that Facebook banned Louis Farrakhan for being dangerous, quote unquote? Alex Jones and Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't know who Milo is, but I know who Alex Jones is, and I definitely know who Louis Farrakhan is. The bans are a sign that the social media network is aggressively enforcing its hate speech policies under pressure from civil rights groups. Wow, really? I don't consider Farrakhan as speaking hatred. I think he speaks truth. And I think that the truth is for the black community. It's not for anybody else. Even though you may be offended by some of the things that he say, the message is not for you. It's for us. I wish there was something I could do. I'm starting to hate Facebook anyway. Whoa. So, Facebook said on Thursday it has permanently banned several far-right and anti-Semitic figures and organizations, including Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, InfoWars host Alex Jones, Milo Yiannopoulos, and Laura Loomer for being, quote, dangerous, unquote. What kind of frappernacle bull is this? We need to stand behind our minister, Louis. Well, I'm not going to say minister. We need to stand behind Louis Farrakhan, the minister. He's our leader, whether we want to admit it or not. I love Louis Farrakhan. I love his speech. It's not hatred. It's truth. It's truth. He speaks against the hatred that is towards us. So because he does that, that makes him dangerous. That makes him full of hatred. Come on, people. Come on. So this is a sign that the social network is more aggressively enforcing its hate speech policies at a moment. This is getting on my nerves. At a moment when violence is on the rise around the world. Facebook said it was going to remove the accounts, fan pages, and groups affiliated with these individuals on both Facebook and its sister site Instagram after it re-evaluated the content that they had posted previously or had examined their activities outside of Facebook, the company said. The removal also pertains to at least one of the organizations run by these people. They say we've always banned individuals or organizations that promote or engage in violence and hate, regardless of ideology. The process for evaluating potential violators is extensive, and it is what led us to our decision to remove these accounts today, Facebook said in a statement. The social network, which for years has resisted taking a more aggressive stance on extremism, is under massive pressure globally to counter the ways in which its platform is used by hateful groups and individuals, most recently after massacres in Sri Lanka and New Zealand, where the perpetrators used social media to spread their hateful messages. The timing is never an accident, said Angelo Carusini, president of Media Matters, a liberal organization that has long advocated for more enforcement against white supremacy, and is one of the group's Facebook briefed on the decision. The reality is people are getting killed. There are mass shootings and mass murderers that are clearly being connected to ideas like white genocide, which are fueling radicalization. The conditions have changed. When you have these massive catalyzing moments that are connected to real-life consequences, it puts pressure on Facebook and others to look in the mirror. Now, YouTube has banned Alex Jones and Logan Paul, one of the platform's biggest stars, but they invited him back. Alex Jones, speaking by phone from Austin, Texas, called Facebook actions authoritarian and said he learned about it by seeing a headline on the Drudge Reports. Facebook provided no direct notice, he said, and provided no evidence to him that he was, quote, dangerous, unquote, as the company has alleged. It's a bizarre political stunt, and they're trying to hide their censorship of conservatives by mixing in Louis Farrakhan. He added, I'm not really worried about me. I'm worried about how authoritarian this is. I guess free speech in America is dangerous. It's comical, he says. Yiannopoulos, in a text exchange with the Washington Post, said that efforts to squelch voices seen as extreme can lead to a broader crackdown on free expression. Facebook is also banning Paul Newland, who described himself as a pro-white Christian candidate. A pro-white Christian candidate. Boy, people are idiots. Facebook is also banning Paul Newland, who described himself as a pro-white Christian candidate when he ran for Congress, and was also kicked off the website Breitbart News last year for ties to neo-Nazis and racist comments about Meghan Markle. And Paul Joseph Watson, a far-right YouTube personality and an editor of InfoWars, according to the InfoWars site. Facebook has previously imposed temporary bans on extremist figures, including Jones, Iohannis, another white-ring social media star. Twitter acted more quickly and permanently suspending Jones, Luma, and Nillian. YouTube has also banned Jones and his influence channels in effect. Wow, this is crazy. I just think that we should stand up for Louis Farrakhan. Whether you want to believe it or not, he is our leader, y'all, and he speaks truth, our truth. His message is not for everybody. It's for us, black folk. It's your girl, BeeSparrow, and I thank you for listening. I thank you for the contributions that you guys gave to my CashApp. I thank you very much for that. It really came in handy. I ordered my piece for my microphone. It should be coming in a couple of days. And hopefully this will work because y'all know I've been trying to get my podcast equipment together. So hopefully when I get that piece in the mail, it will work. It's your girl, BeeSparrow, and I'm coming to you from the Be Up, Stay Up studios. I want to thank you guys for listening. Have yourself a blessed day. All right now. Bye-bye. It's your girl BeeSparrow, and I wanted to take this time out to talk about a couple of our affiliates. You can find our affiliates over at BeeSparrow.bravesites.com. That's BeeSparrow.bravesites.com, and you can click on that affiliates link, and you will find the Beauty of Food natural beauty product. Women are turning back the clock. The kitchen holds the key to increasing your beauty. So you don't have to go out and spend all this money on expensive beauty products. You can find remedies right in your kitchen. Remedies to help slow outward aging and reduce fine lines and wrinkles, honey. Yes, so go to BeeSparrow.bravesites.com. Click on that affiliates link, and you will also find a red tea detox program. It's the West African red tea detox. It's proven to stop hunger cravings, and it helps shed 1 pound of fat every 72 hours. Every 72 hours, ladies and gentlemen. 1 pound of fat. That sounds exciting. It's the West African red tea. It's red tea detox program for $37, but I do believe that if you go and click on that affiliate link right now and click on that lose belly fat link, because it's also proven to help you lose belly fat, you will get a discount. That's BeeSparrow.brave